He said, how many years ago, man?
Just been 12 years. I cut them and just got extensions. A year and a half ago, the extensions was too heavy for my roots.
What kind of cut you on?
Man, I can't even tell you, gang. I just need a miracle brought back to life, man.
YouTube, what is the deal? It's your boy Sly Hunter, and you are now tuned in to Slice Saturdays. Let's go. Alright, so my client here, he flew all the way from Chicago to get the big chop. I'm saying, yeah, as you heard what he said he been growing them for 12 years, and he tired of them. He gotta get rid of them. So that's what we do. We go in with our shears, and we cutting each lock one by one, you know what I'm saying, going in, and they just coming off. But as I was going through this cut, I'm just thinking like, bro, what am I gonna do? You know what I'm saying? How is this gonna turn out? You see me picking out his hair. It's flaky, it's dirty, needs a wash. You know what I'm saying? He said he wanted waves, so I'm gonna give him waves, but I really just don't know how it's gonna turn out at this point. So I cut it down with a 3, and I'm noticing that it is some light spots in his head, but you know what I'm saying, it's not about what's going on right now, it's about the ending. So you just gotta keep faith with these type of cuts and just keep going. But yeah, he definitely had a ton of hair, a ton of new growth. So when you cutting down hair like this, you can start to see the trouble areas. You know what I'm saying, you can see that it's lined, you can see that it's kind of thin up top, but we gonna get it together. You know what I'm saying? But just cutting it down. As you can look at the cape, you can see a lot of flakes, a lot of dandruff. But as a barber, you should be providing the service of a wash. So today we're going to use our OGX coconut milk shampoo. You know what I'm saying, we're going to do 3 washes. So the first wash is I'm just scrubbing, trying to get the dirt loose, trying to get it out. You know what I'm saying, I'm trying to see if his hair is curly. This is going to tell me if his hair is curly with the first wash. So you just want to make sure you're scrubbing every area, getting it clean, nice. And then on the second wash, that's when we're going to start putting stuff together. We're going to scrub a little bit, and then we're going to start beginning to brush. So when I'm brushing, I'm just trying to see what I'm working with. So I'm brushing, but I got to make sure I'm brushing gently, because I did notice that he does have a dry scalp. So that's probably why the flakes is flaking like that. You know what I'm saying? So it could be eczema, or it could be the symptom called psoriasis. You know what I'm saying? So his hair, I can see that it's like tender red spots when I was washing it. So I'm just careful when I'm washing his hair, make sure I'm gentle, not brushing too hard. But as you can see, the waves are coming in. You want to make sure you brushing with the way his hair grows. That's how you're gonna get the waves in there easier. So I brushed at an angle on each side, like I'm brushing downwards in the back. You can see the waves coming in, but I'm still keeping the angle, a slight angle. But when you're done with those 3 washes, you want to make sure you smooth down the hair with your hand, and then put the do-rag on the client, and then allow them to tie it to their comfortability. But you want to always make sure you pull the back flap. You see the suds coming out the do-rag? That's me making sure that the do-rag is tight. You don't want to wash the shampoo out the do-rag. Keep the do-rag on while you're rinsing it out, because it's going to keep the hair laid. And then you can add a towel right there just to help it dry faster, and then put them on the dryer. So we about to see the finished results. I'm gonna make sure his hair is all the way dry. Then here's what we working with right now. You know what I'm saying, you can't really see it on the camera. Well, I don't know if you can, but you can see that he does have a little waves. So some of his hair is thicker than the other parts. So I'm gonna comb it out on the areas I'm gonna cut down so it can match the top, because the top is thinning. And I tried to cut it down with a 2 first, but it wasn't working. I didn't like it, so I chose a 1.5, and that matched up pretty cool. It gets it close enough to matching with the top length. But I'm not cutting every area. I'm not cutting the top off. I'm just cutting the sides and the back just to match the top. And I make sure I'm cutting the way the waves grow. And then you want to make sure you're brushing it. Then I go back over it just to make sure I got every hair is even. You know what I'm saying? But it's looking good for him right now. He got some ripples. And I want to put in each one of my guidelines first, just to save time. So I put it in the sides, the back, and the other side. Make sure everything is balded out. And then I want to take my 2 and debulk first. And then with this taper, I didn't want to go too high, because as you can see, if you look closely, it is some like tender patches or like dry patches where it would be tender, you know what I'm saying? So I keep the taper kind of low in the back so those spots don't really show. So it's gonna really blend in with the taper. And I'm just keeping a light hand, keeping a gentle flick. I'm saying you can't really tell because it's sped up, but you want to always make sure you have light hands just so the client is comfortable. And as you can see, I'm blending out that area with a 1.5. I'm saying taper not too high. You can see the waves in the back. Then you want to always make sure you're cutting down the side of the neckline just so when you line it up it'll be crispy. And I'm going in with no guard right now, so I like to blend in the little taper and the beard at the same time just because it's convenient to me. Then I go in with a 1. You can come down with it too just to lay down the hairs right there so when you line it up it'll be sharp right there. And I'm blending in with a 1 closed, and then I go with my 0 guard using my corners, and I'm going with my 1.5. And then we're doing the same thing on this side. Just always make sure you detail. So I'm not going to use a hot towel on his hairline, but I will use it on the beard eventually. But the holding spray that I did use is called level 3. I'm saying you can see me starting on the neckline. And then with the curve around the ears, if it's not too high, you want to keep it low. You don't want to force a high ear line or force that line in because it's not going to really look right. Then I start on his lining. See where at? That's where you got to imagine the C cup. So when you're doing the C cup, you got to see the C cup before you do the C cup. I feel like the C cup makes the haircut pop. But as you can see, I showed y'all what I was working with. So I started in the middle, lined up to one side, then lined up to the other side. And then for my enhancements, I'm going to use Tomb 45. I'm going to use a dark brown because I don't want it to be black and not blend in with his hair. So whenever you use the enhancements, you want to blend it in with whatever hair color they have. So if they have dark brown hair, use dark brown enhancements. If they have black hair, use the black enhancement. And they're both Tomb 45. Then I like to go in with my topics to add texture. So I'm using dark brown. And I use Got to Be Glue to hold the enhancements. And I go in with my light brown pencil, making sure I stay close to that hairline, lightly drawing on it. So with the pencil, you want to make sure that pencil line is blended in as much as possible. So it's going to give it a pop, but it's still going to give it a natural look. And then you can just see me blending in that pencil with my clippers right now. So y'all let me know if y'all like the pencil or not when y'all get it cut. Because when I get it cut, I do like the pencil because it makes the line pop more. As you can see, his line is popping, it's sharp. So you can see me applying Gillette shaving cream to his beard only, and then I apply the hot towel. I don't apply the shaving cream or the hot towel to his hairline because it's already laid after the washing style, and it would make his hair frizzy. Now I'm just shaving down his beard with a 1.5, and then I'm lining it up. You see the lines just sharp. So under the neck, I like to go against the grain. But I'm lining it up still. And then you can see me razoring. You're gonna make sure you pull that skin and keep the razor at a 45-degree angle. And then I like to razor it twice, so I brush off the dead skin and then I razor it again just to make sure everything there is there. And then you see me razoring his hairline. Make sure that blade is gliding. Yeah, this cut came out fire, I ain't gonna lie. Whole different person. You want to make sure you razor every line just so the cut comes out super crispy. I'm saying. Then I like to apply pomade to the hair just to add that extra shine. And I lay it down. You can lay it down with a plastic bag. And I like to shear just to get the extra hairs. And we got the final result right here. Check my boy out. Fixed his line. Gave him waves, gave him the big chop. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. I'm gonna be back with more videos. Slice Saturday, every Saturday.